I want to dive in a little bit about what's happening, what's going on, or at least what's catching my eye, what's going on. So, first of all, I didn't realize how much I'm getting into Beyonce's album, but again, like, who isn't? But in the midst of all that, you know, the church is smoking. The heat is cooking in the kitchen. And I'm not talking about that fried chicken with your roll and that coleslaw that you used to get in them string beans. I'm talking about because people are getting hot and bothered in their seats. Stuff is cooking in the pulpit. It's cooking in the pulpit because folks are referencing Beyonce's track, Church Girl, calling it sacrileges. It first came out, or I guess when I caught wind of what was happening. And honestly, I really didn't think anything of it. I honestly appreciate the fact that we're actually seeing the real Beyonce. Like, oh my gosh, Beyonce is cursing. Oh my gosh, because everybody does. Oh my gosh, because we're people. But anyway, Bishop Patrick Wooden of Upper Room Church of God in Christ talking about Beyonce's church girls.
Beyonce just released Sacrilege. The only thing I can account for some of this stuff is somebody done sold their soul to the devil.
First of all, wait a minute. Are you judging? Isn't that against the word, the book? Secondly, how you think you got here? Like, people are pop locking and dropping in their bedroom or doing whatever. And it's interesting, this whole idea of the church is all of this hiding, putting things under the sheets, sweeping it under the rug, closing the curtains, turning off the lights, acting as if there aren't real people in the real church. I guess that's when I feel like the umbrella of the whole idea of religion comes to play. And it's like you miss out on so many beautiful aspects of life because the idea of trying to control it. And I always say, God says exceedingly and abundantly, far more than what you could ever imagine, beyond comprehension. When you can't think of a way, God knows a way. If that is the case, who do you think that you are trying to judge somebody how they live their life, saying that you are placing forth the rules if they are not harming anyone else? I really need to make sense of it because there's so many stories coming out about people just being unapologetic who they are. You know, I know there was a story about someone in the political realm. She was on vacation and she was twerking on the beach, and people talking about she ain't doing her job in office. Like, my gosh, she can't twerk on the beach to mind her own damn business. And I guess this kind of stuff hits personal to me because I think of things in my own life that I didn't do based on the social construct of what I thought somebody deemed as accessible or approvable or deemed appropriate for me. It's time to do away with this. But right now we're going to talk about this whole church situation. So Bishop Wooden is up here talking about that somebody sold themselves to the devil. But we aren't talking about, as somebody else highlighted, about how many bishops and priests and reverends are pimping from the pulpit, selling their souls to get in that front row so that the bishop, the priest, or the reverend can recognize them. Or that little boy or possibly little girl that's being touched. The manipulation that's being going on. So if we're going to talk about it, let's really talk about it, because is it about somebody's faith or is it about the fact that the people that are following the faith? Because that's a whole nother conversation. But let's not act like people aren't real and people don't live life, which further leads me to go to Juanita Bynum. I don't know if Juanita Bynum, she's from Detroit or not, but that's not the point. The point is that I had to tell Jeremiah, I sent him a DM. I said, we need to pull this. In this, she was upset, saying that you can't listen to secular music and be saved. Again, who are you to judge somebody on how they live their life? The last time I checked, you don't have a heaven or a hell to send me to. So what is we talking about, huh? Jeremiah, play this clip real quick.
I don't care if you got a turn back collar around your head and your neck. I want to know what bishop told you that you can still be saved and listen to secular music. Who told you that? No, come on, hit it. Hit it.
Who told you that you can dictate how somebody else lives their life? Who told you that there has to be a bishop, a reverend, or a priest to tell me what I can and cannot listen to? Because the last time I checked, when I looked in front of me and I looked to the side, to the left and the right, and I may have even glanced behind me, you were right next to me. So again, what heaven or what hell do you have to send me to? I'm just wondering, because when we talk these messages of how much we are judging people that are not negatively affecting anyone else, who do you think that you are? We've heard the whole concept of a yin and a yang. We know that there is dusk and there is day. So what are we talking about? See, we try to live this life of such a black and white, but we realize that the color is in the spectrum. That's where the magic lies. That's where the beauty is. That's where it makes sense and you say, but God, if we really gonna talk about it, huh? Because you're trying to comprehend something that God even said you can't comprehend me. A lot of people can't even understand the fact that God says I go by many names, how that can make sense. But you trying to make sense of what music I listen to and telling me I'm not a person of God, telling me how I dictate my faith. Although I'm coming and I'm loving, I'm doing right, and I'm honoring myself, and I'm allowing my gifts to serve the world. But yet, because I listen to secular music, I done sold myself to the devil. Now, 𝘸𝘪𝘶 had jumped in for a second, and I saw his comment. I saw it on Instagram, and basically came with the statement of saying, we've borrowed secular music for years. Why all of a sudden do we have to flip the script? Is it because we want to pretend that people in the church aren't fucking? I know that. Listen, I didn't have to use that word. I know. But I'm just saying, let's just be honest about it. Who is not busting it open? Because if you're looking at me, if you're listening to me, that means somebody had busted it open for a real one. And it probably was your mama. What you think? Huh? Oh, I'm bad. I'm real bad. But I'm keeping it real with you. You keep it G with me, that's all I ask of you. But that's if we really gonna talk about it. See, I'm getting to a point right now that we're gonna have to be clear with communication. We're gonna have to step in the realm of emotional intelligence. And that's just what it is for what it is. If we're gonna talk and have a conversation about it, let's talk and have a conversation. But understand, like Big Sean said, it's not about always how you talk, it's how you listen. Bishops, reverends, priests, I gotta know, are we listening? Because there's a lot of people talking how they want to show up, talking how they want to live their life, talking about how they want to utilize their gifts to uplift somebody else. But guess what? Because it doesn't fit your social construct, because it doesn't fit inside your frame to paint the picture that you saw, not the picture and the image that God gave them, because it doesn't appease you. All of a sudden it's wrong. I just gotta know, can we talk about it? Can we talk for a minute? Speaking of which, that makes me think of Tevin Campbell. I was just on my phone, and I subscribe to Essence, so I get their emails, and I was just looking. Now, no shade. It was talking about how he opens up about his sexuality, and the quote they use is that you just couldn't be back then. Now, again, no shade. I think everybody knew, it was like those things again, because we always trying to hide stuff under the blanket, don't want to talk about it. And it's like, damn, all this time, just not living life. And the whole idea is that people aren't allowing you to be you. People won't allow you to do you. Can I do me? Can I do me? We talk about depression. We talk about suicide rates. And half the time it's because people just want to do and be who they are. Allow themselves to be seen from the angle and with the vision of how they see themselves. And then hold on. Not only that, allowing people space to evolve, allowing people to change. And some people say, oh, Dawn, people don't change. Hey, a butterfly was once a caterpillar. Let's talk about it. But yeah, Tevin was basically saying it just wasn't acceptable. It just wasn't something that was deemable. And when you look at, here we are in 2022, and you got people dictating where your faith lies, where your morals lie, who you are as a person because the music you listen to. So fuck the fact if you're cheating on your husband or your spouse. Fuck the fact if you stole some money, that you lied, that you're judging. Did you hear me? That you're judging. Now, don't say, well, it's not like I'm stealing stuff. Well, let's go back to the word. What does it say? A sin is a sin is a sin is a sin. So if we're going to talk, let me know if we can have a conversation. I'm done going off, but these are the things that are just plague my mind of what's happening. And I'm just so grateful that we're in a space that we're shedding light, because what do I say? Vitamin D is all about shedding the light on the good and the bad, because if we want to be better and we want to do better, guess what? We got to be able to see it better. Okay, turn on the lights. No need for candles. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to keep it real with you. And it might be so uncomfortable, but that's what we doing out here. So yeah, that's what's happening. I'm interested to know what your comments are. How do you feel about this? Really, what is it, this whole idea of loving God and having a faith that you have to subscribe to all of these rules? And I get it. Idea of not wanting to hurt somebody else, to offend somebody else. But when we talk about you just living your life, and if we go back to the whole idea that God is love and you are here to shed love, shed light in how you live your life, why does someone else want to come back and throw some shade on it, huh? You up here shining bright like a diamond. You on fire because you are radiating in the light, and somebody is here to douse some water on you. Who are you? What do they say? Get thee behind me. So I'm just curious, what do you feel about it? How do you feel about it? What are your thoughts? If you are super religious, if you're not, I'm just curious to know, because these are the things that I'm wondering. If you're going to go, let's just go surface. If we're going to go so far as to say, you listen to the secular music like Bishop, or I think Juanita Bynum is a bishop. If you want to go so far as to say, if someone listens to secular music, that they have sold themselves to the devil, what do you say to somebody that judges somebody else? Let's just start right there. Make a comment, make sure you rate. Okay. I went off. Let me do some housekeeping. Did you enjoy this? You can also email us. Okay. Vitamin D at DawnDaiSpeaks.com. Okay. Because I want to hear from you. I'm so curious. Jeremiah's going to check it out and we're going to bring it up. Okay. Also, if you want to be on a podcast, if you want to be a part of my dreams, go ahead and email us. Vitamin D at DawnDaiSpeaks.com. And I love my advice letters. Just like I was real right now, I keep it real 1,000 on that too. So brace yourself, because I love you. And I say, if you want to be better and you want to do better, you got to be able to see better, okay? That's what we're going to do. So I want to help you on with your life, your relationship, your career, your aspirations. I don't know, whatever it is. Come on over. All right, let me stop. Also, something that's also so important, can you go ahead and rate the podcast? If you've enjoyed it, you got comments, rate it and let somebody know. We got to spread the word. So tell somebody to tell somebody else to tell somebody else that Dawn Dai got a podcast. It's entitled Vitamin D with Dawn Dai, and it's available wherever you get your favorite podcast. Also, if you want to see what I look like and check us out in the studio, or guests or memes or motivation, whatever, you want to socially connect with us online, make sure you follow us, Vitamin D Dawn Dai, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Fanbase, Pinterest. We outside. I don't know why I just did that. I don't know why. That was Win Sardin's thing. That was so weird. That's his thing. He'll be on the podcast. Anyway, if you want to check out more of me, follow my personal page at Dawn Dai Speaks. All right. I'm getting out of here. You know what I always say. I'm in the business of making dreams come true. And I damn sure ain't gonna forget about mine. So until next time, always remember, you are your greatest asset.